Hi everybody, this is the Football Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Football Hut. Very depressed here about the Giants and trying to figure out where they're going to go this season. It doesn't look good. They have a very difficult schedule, I must say. One of the more difficult schedules that the NFL could ever levy to any team starting the season. They are now 1-4. And next week, in week 6, they'll be playing the Bills. I expect a loss. Expect a loss there. Then in week 7, they play the Commanders. I expect a win, but you never know. I thought they were going to win. See, I thought they were going to win week 4 against the Seahawks. They didn't bother showing up. They've been outscored 64-3 at home. 64-3. Get that. All the losses the Giants had, they've all been blown out. Blowouts. Complete total blowouts. And the only close game was the one they had on the road against the Cardinals. As it turned out, the Cardinals are a little bit better than the Giants are at this rate, but the Giants were able to beat the Cardinals in week 2. So next week they'll play the Bills away in Buffalo. I don't expect a win there. I expect them to lose up there. Then they play the Commanders, like I said. Then they play the Jets. They'll be the home team with the Jets. That'll be interesting. The Jets are in a weird place right now. The Jets are 2-3. The Jets could be in good shape to get the postseason right now. In spite of their injuries to Aaron Rodgers and Vera Rodriguez, or whatever the hell his name is, that offensive lineman that they have. Got another guy with an Achilles tendon. Find themselves in a very peculiar predicament. So we have the Bills, that could be a loss. The Commanders could be a toss-up, but that's home. They probably win that game. The game against the Jets could be a toss-up only because the Jets are worse in a lot of ways than the Giants. The Raiders, they'll be on the road. I think that could be an L. They're going to play the Cowboys in week 10. That'll be a loss. Even though the Cowboys have not played well, they've been sort of lackluster. I got my list here. The Commanders, that's on the road. That could be a W. The Patriots, they played home. That could be a loss. The Packers will be a loss. They play the Saints on the road. They play the Eagles on the road. The Rams and the Eagles again. So this is going to be a very, very difficult time. A very, very difficult time for the New York Jets, but for the New York Giants. New York Jets, too. They keep up with these injuries. But here we have from Odyssey.com. Boomer Esiason of Boomer and Geo. He's got fantasies about the Giants. And this is from Odyssey.com. Boomer's Giants fantasy. Bill Belichick and Caleb Williams in New York. His mouth to God's ears. Boomer laid out a Giants fantasy that Gio couldn't see happening. Gio can't see anything happening. Gio's all hunkered down. If you ever watch him on TV or these clips online, he's always haggard looking, always looks worn out. Doing these impressions. He never sits up straight. I mean, Boomer will sit up straight and he'll do his show. But Gio's all like haggard. Boomer laid out a Giants fantasy that Gio couldn't see happening, but it certainly excited Big Blue fans that there was even a remote possibility of it happening. Quote, should I do the Boomer voice? I should do the Boomer voice. Because Boomer, is starting to get an old granny voice. Just saying, Boomer said. What happens if the Giants end up with the number 1 overall pick? No, I can't do that voice, sorry. And Bill Belichick decides it's time to leave New England. You mean Bill Belichick and Caleb Williams in New York? You're telling me the Giants fans wouldn't lose their mind? Of course, an awful lot would have to happen to make that happen. The Giants would have to beat out teams like the Panthers and Bears for the top pick in the draft. And Belichick would have had to leave or be forced out of New England. Now, I would mention about Belichick, he's 71 years old, he's getting up there. Would then have to have a desire to come to New York, and the Giants would have to be willing to dump Brian Dable for an aging Belichick. Belichick is an all-timer, and Williams is one of the most hyped quarterbacks coming out of the draft in recent memory. It would completely change the landscape of the Giants, but of course, it's a long shot of all long shots. I know their schedule tends to ease up, but all depends on... Oh, this is an ease up? I'm looking at their schedule. It's not that easy, Boomer. Especially when I thought people thought they could have beaten the Seahawks. I thought they were going to beat the Seahawks. It wasn't even close. But of course, the long shot of all long shots. I know their schedule tends to ease up, but it all depends on who they're playing and what condition their team is in. Right now, the Giants are a mess. Their offensive line is the worst in the NFL. You know how the Mets got Buck Showalter and he's older? We need stability. I'm just telling you, Belichick What's his favorite team of all time? The Giants. Oh, okay. This is crazy. But that's the kind of craziness you get from WFAN. But they were saying even yesterday that the Jets should go get. But I don't see Belichick going back to the Jets. It didn't seem he was all that interested in taking the Jets. Who does a press conference and takes a job, shakes hands, and afterward, then as he sits down to talk to the media, I'm not taking this job. Well, that's what Belichick did. I don't think if you're a Jet fan, I think you would. The Jet fans are they'd swallow their pride, but they would take Belichick back in a second. But I don't think Belichick would go there. And would he go to the Giants? Maybe. I know that he was very disappointed that he did not get the job way back after the Giants won their Super Bowl in '91. He was not happy that Ray Handley got the job. He wanted that job with the Giants. He wanted to take over for Bill Parcells. And then he went over to the Browns, and they was bad with the Browns, the original Cleveland Browns. And then he went to New England, and the rest is. And then he met Tom Brady, and the rest is history. You know, if Tom Brady's not there, he's not doing any kind of historical. He's not doing any kind of like historical moments up there. There's no like, I'm going to Disneyland this time with Mac Jones up there. That's for sure. So you let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Football Hut, and I'll see you later.